Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Unpopular Review Entertainment. Join us today because I am the Mud Dog Devil. Why is that, ladies and gentlemen? Because we're going to be talking about none other than Mr. Bobby Boucher, the Waterboy. Tune in. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back, and thanks for joining us. Today, we're going to be talking about The Waterboy, ladies and gentlemen. And in my opinion, this is one of the most memorable movies because it's just simply hilarious. This movie is a good time, and it's got a good moral to the story. Honestly, we can get into it now. Joining me today is Mama Says. Because Mama always got something to say. Always got something to say. And Mr. Mike Knox Triple X. What's up, y'all?
What's going on, man? My mama said I had to be here on time, so I'm here on time. But my mama said, man, my mama, when she rests in peace, I got to drink. So
drinking is the devil.
It's the devil. Women is the devils.
Everything is the devil.
The devils. The S is in it. The devils. So this starts our franchise, not our franchise, our monthly choice pick, right? And I came up with the football season started back, which right now we have college football on. Pro start next week. I chose football movies, and I think it was cool because we all have different ones. So we got coming up. We got The Waterboy today. We got my mama says pick Lucas, which I love this movie. Young Corey Haim and Corey Feldman, by the way. I picked the classic because everybody thinks if I'm gonna pick a movie, I'm gonna pick like Friday Night Lights and stuff. Or Remember the Titans. But I want to pick a different one, and I like how you guys kept it going. At least you did with The Waterboy, and I went with Wildcats from Goldie Hawn, and I think we have Little Giants also. It's Chris's pick. If you haven't seen Little Giants, then you don't know anything about the annexation of Puerto Rico. It's the greatest play in football history. So when you pick Waterboy, and I had to down here and watch it again, I had people say, y'all watching a Waterboy? And I said, you should go watch The Waterboy because it arguably could be looked at as the funniest football franchise of football movies. I mean, I'm up there with like, what was the one he did with the president? It was a remake from Burt Reynolds. He did
The Longest Yard.
The Longest Yard, right? That remake because that original was in the 70s, and that came out to be pretty good. And then I think Leatherheads, the one that had George Clooney in it, was also a comedy. But it's not many comedy football. The Replacements, but if you put it on your list, then hey, I wouldn't put The Replacements there. Although Keanu Reeves is being Keanu Reeves in there, but I can't talk about this show, Mr. Mutt Duck Devils. You.
I mean, listen, man. The main reason why I picked this movie, number one, it's a football movie, but number two, one of the main reasons this thing stuck for me is because growing up, I watched the reruns of Happy Days, and I was a big fan of this guy right here. I was a huge fan of the Fonz. Like everything was you know what I mean? I loved me some Happy Days. So then the thing is that seeing the Fonz in this character in this way, where he's just super soft and like scared of everything, was like a paradigm shift for me because it was very hard for me to see him just be like that. And I'm sure that he took on that role because it was different, and mind you, like he did it very well because he's basically somebody who basically went through some trauma and was just scared to stand up for himself. And mind you, he lasted an enormous amount of time just being traumatized. He just waited an enormous amount of time being traumatized, but then telling other people, like, listen, you got to stand up for yourself. You got to do this. You got to do that. So it was very just interesting to see his character grow. And then the other thing is just Bobby Boucher himself, because you got a character there that's basically unfortunately held back by his mother because his mother's so scared of the world. And to be honest with you, like there's a lot of people that can relate to that. I certainly can relate to that. I got a mother that's similar to that. And then mind you, in a Dominican culture, there's a lot of mothers that are like that, where everything is the devil. Everything is the devil. Eso de demonio, eso de demonio, eso de demonio. So it really hit me it really hit me hard the first time that I saw this movie, and I
El
laughed.
Diablo.
Yeah. Yeah, like everything. And then the other thing, like Vicky, I love Vicky. Vicky was just great, man, because she's just this badass ride or die chick. And then the thing is, it's just that like she's so typecast from that movie with the
Craft.
The Craft, thank you.
She's always gonna be typecast from that.
She's always gonna be typecast for that movie.
She still scares me from that.
Yeah,
from that movie,
she's just a scary.
Light as a feather, stiff
chick.
as a board. Okay, who didn't play that game if you watched The Craft?
Mm-hmm. And then, you know, the other thing, I was always happy to see the Big Show in there, being a wrestling fan, you know, him doing his Captain Insano spot. And just that whole thing about laughing at Bobby. It's just like, I'm sure that guy's a virgin.
He said, how old are you? He said, I'm 33 years old.
31 years old. And they started rolling. He's like, I'm guaranteed that guy's still a virgin. Little did he know. Even to the end of the movie, he had no idea what the hell was going on. I wish they would have had a scene where Vicky just tore his ass up. I wish they would have had something like that. You know what I mean?
Sorry, Miss Vicky Valancourt.
I really wanted to see that. I really wanted to see that, but it was interesting. The whole thing was really good, and you know, it was the main moral of the story, in my opinion, was just like, yo, believe in yourself. Doesn't matter what imparities you think you may have. You know what I mean? Don't hold yourself back. And I think that this movie executed that very, very well with several characters. And yeah, but anyway, you know, I know I can ramble and go all over the place, so let me just pass it along.
Vic, I think you set the scene really well. I like this movie a lot. I think it somehow withstands the test of time, despite being kind of on the nose with certain things, in a way that, like, if a newer actor, not Adam Sandler, played a character that basically has like Asperger's, right? Or
that's
autism.
Exactly what it felt like it was.
That probably wouldn't fly. But somehow Adam Sandler is able to achieve this in a way that gives this movie heart, makes you root for him. It also, despite being a comedy, it does a good job of addressing how you can have how mothers or smothers can really keep their children, adult children, from growing up and maturing and becoming more self-sufficient, or at least adults that can operate in a social way with other people in a social setting, or even thrive. Kathy Bates, oh my God, Kathy Bates with a Southern accent is so good. I don't know enough about her background. Maybe she's from the South. I don't know. But anytime that she plays someone from the Deep South, it's just so perfect. She's so good.
What was the movie she played in with the Tyler Perry movie, Family That
Family
Prays Together? Yeah. Oh, her accent there is the same almost, right?
Yeah. She's in another movie where she's Fried Green Tomatoes. That's a good one with her in it. I guess in Misery, she was from the Midwest, if I'm not mistaken. But whatever. She's just a whole other field, a level of actor.
And she's actually from Memphis, Tennessee.
Oh, okay. So then that makes sense. That makes perfect sense.
That makes a lot of sense.
I had to look it up when she said it.
She was right in her arena with this, even in a comedic space. She's usually a more serious actress, or at least more in dramas, I would say. But she was right in her arena with this. She was so funny, even though what she did to her grown son was tragic. She does turn a new leaf toward the end, which I appreciated. And it was like her own delusions were keeping her from being a good mom and keeping her son from becoming a man. But I think that what I want to address mainly with this movie, and why I think it stands the test of time, why it will still be funny in 2022, despite some of the more overt, I don't know, the language, the bullying, the stuttering, the ableism that happens in this movie. It has heart. It has a lot of heart, and it has a sympathetic protagonist somebody that you wouldn't mind calling your friend. Somebody that you wouldn't mind calling your friend. Somebody that you, and not just out of sympathy. He's a good guy. Bobby Boucher is a good man. He's a good guy. He cares about people. He's friendly, and he honestly is a curious person who wants to be more involved in his surroundings. He wants to build friendships, and that he's just a good guy. He's a great character. I really want to taste that water from that blue bottle, though.
He just got right up. He did a whole hip check.
To this day, I'm like, what was in that water? No, but
high quality H2O.
It's high quality H2O. And this is such a, I don't know, something about this movie just redeems itself. Now, I know Adam Sandler gets a lot of slack for some of his later movies in his legacy, his catalog, but this one stands the test of time, in my opinion. It's one of his better ones. That definitely has a lot of heart, which I think he does well, along with executing jokes that maybe I would feel comfortable saying, but he executes it very well. Makes it relatable, and he's just a funny guy. It's a funny movie, genuinely funny.
You know, when this movie came out, I was his historically hater of Adam Sandler movies. I thought Happy Gilmore was horrible. I hated Billy Madison. Happy Gilmore grew on me, but I hated Billy Madison. I hated it so much. But then I saw this movie, and then the movie that he followed up with this, which I believe was Big Daddy. And before Big Daddy came out, one of my wife's favorite movies, The Wedding Singer, with Drew Barrymore. And I think Adam Sandler and a lot of those actors of this time, like the Ben Stillers, Chris Rock, you know, insert any actor, go back even further, Eddie Murphy and those guys, they keep their crews together, right? They got this tight-knit crew that's going to be on all their movies.
They made all together?
Grown Ups?
Yeah.
It was Grown Ups. Yeah, it is Grown Ups. Yeah, that movie. Yeah, that movie.
But when he has the guys who are not part of his crew, I think he does casting very well, right? I can't see nobody else playing Mama other than Kathy Bates.
Nah, word up.
Or Vicky Valancourt, other than her. You know, I just
even Coach Klein.
Yeah, like how do you not have? I mean, you said it very. You have the Fonz in this, right? And all that we saw from the Fonz before this was, I think, the Fonz was in what was that stupid alien movie where he was a principal? No, he was in Scream, and he got slashed up in the first, second, third scene of the movie. He got slashed up. You
know what though? Is that I'm sure that it was very, very difficult to cast the Fonz.
Yeah,
it's that character is so memorable. It's just like Al Bundy. You know what I mean? Like so many years passed before he had gotten another prominent role. But like, you know, with this role right here, it's memorable.
That's the thing is when you look at this film, we if it's not out yet, we've done it. We've done Police Academy, and we spoke about the aging of the movie, right? And spoiler alert, I still gave it a thumbs up, but I gave it a thumbs up as Mama said, off of nostalgic feelings. But it doesn't really hold up 2022. This movie, Waterboy, I'm still laughing. I'm still. It reminds me of just how, from a football movie standpoint, he was kicking ass, like, and things that actually really work. One of my favorite sports movies is For the Love of the Game with Kevin Costner, and the whole movie takes place with him on the pitcher's mound, having a if you're an athlete, and I participated in, you know, my Al Bundy years, to be able to focus and black things out and imagine other things in its place is what he did through this whole movie, which is a true sports tactic to do. And that's, let's take this energy, this anger I have, and I'm going to vision someone being that, and I'm going to smash it. And he just did that, and it just worked. And then a lot of times, Adam Sandler movies, like, to me, Billy Madison didn't hit. The comedy hit. It was there. It was making fun. I didn't even realize the fact that he was probably Asperger's till you said that. I didn't even realize that. But that's he clearly was autistic, right? Clearly, but people understand it because I have a son who's autistic, and he's very high functioning level autistic. Okay, but I also have brother-in-laws who are very, very high on the spectrum who can't function like that. My son can cook, feed, and do for himself, but there's others who can't. So that's where you see the tips of the tipping scales there. And Bobby Boucher was more that what they call Munchausen syndrome. His mother really did a number on him, and he took that he used it, and I love when the Fonz pulls his butt out and goes, "Mama, no, Mama don't hurt her." Right, so the tattoo he got.
Oh,
the
man.
That was hilarious.
Right,
that was more funny than it should have been.
Show me his buttocks. Like what's going on here?
Hell no, that was definitely a stand-in.
There was a stand-in. It was kind of tight for his old self. I'm like, that boy, I got a nice little ass right there going on. But overall, I thought the movie was very exciting. I really did. And I think it holds its test of time in comedies. I think it's one of Adam Sandler's best of the class. Look at I'm already.
For sure.
Yeah, we know wet blanket, wet cloud, corn holder. Corn holder was not here. So I don't think it'd be too many negative things about this movie. Let's take our first break, come back, give our final thoughts, and is it a thumbs up or is it a thumbs down? We don't know. So we'll be right back here, y'all, on Popular View Entertainment.
Crime. The city was full of it.
Hey! Free TV! Want you to go to the police academy.
The police academy is such a dangerous place.
Honey, don't worry.
Desperate measures were taken.
I'm joining the police force! Ah!
The mayor says we have to take this riffraff.
I'm trapped here?
Oh, yes. We all are.
Thieves. Mean.
Does the radio bother you? 5. I can turn it down.
Obscene. Each and every one of them striving to defend.
You make me sick. Thank you, sir. I make everybody sick.
Police Academy.
From here on out, I call the shots.
Tell us what to do.
Win, you turkey!
All right.
Molly McGrath always knew what she wanted.
Hey, you want to coach football? Fine, you got it. At Central High.
Her team, the Wildcats.
Ready to play, coach.
Do you want to play football?
Yeah?
Don't wear yourselves out. Good job.
Wildcats. Football had it coming.
We haven't done something in a while. I need quotables.
Quotables, that's a good.
Well, I know. Truth be told, the best quote, in my opinion, was "What Mama don't know won't hurt her." And mind you, the funny thing about that is that I've used that after this movie. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna say what I used it for, but I've used it for some fun things. But the point is that like the Fonz are still dropping bombs. You know what I mean? Because the Fonz, hey man, that guy just had game. You know what I'm saying? So that's a good quote from this movie. And then the other quote is just, blank is the devil. But mind you, every single time the Super Bowl came around or the playoffs was coming around, I'll always find that meme that says foosball is the devil. Just to mess with people. You know what I mean? That's the thing about this movie. Like, it really stuck. And that was one of the reasons why I clearly, as soon as we started saying football movies, this is the first thing that hit me in the head. Mind you, there's a ton of football movies, but this is the first thing that hit me in the head just because it's always a good time. Mind you, this is probably the 50th time I've seen it. And I just
watching it again now.
Yeah, and mind you, and here's the truth. I really want to ride on one of those big fan things. I want to go to Louisiana and ride on one of those big things with the fan. Because when Mama Gwen and when Vicky is so gangster, when she started fixing it and then all of a sudden it went at top speed, like that was just crazy. I want to try that. I want to go to Louisiana and go to the bayou and ride one of those things.
Hard pass for me.
No, yeah, I'm not trying to go in there. I'm not trying to get bit up by mosquitoes and alligators and all that stuff.
Please,
I live in Florida. They're here all the time. Just let us know if you want to go. When you come back, we'll take water.
Put some mint in your water and the mosquitoes will leave you alone.
I love what he said. She said, Bobby, you ain't got what they call social skills. How do you, the way she spoke to him, it was such a bad mom. You know what I mean? Like, she said, what I'm supposed to play with? The horse?
You know what?
She's up there playing Batman with the horse.
You know what, though? I got to give it to them because they pointed out something that was real. Especially that was something that was going around at that time. Dude left, and she was hurt. And she was scorned, and she kept with that. Now, mind you, you can judge her for holding on to that and not moving on. Yes. But the reality of the situation is just that, like, yo, you had a kid together, you went to go make this money, and then found somebody else, which was effed up. And then, mind you, what I love,
like George Lopez show,
and what I loved, just like that, what I loved was that how he tried to come around in the end when he saw some dollars. You know what I mean? I think. Wait, didn't that happen to Tyson or somebody? Somebody was there was a fighter that happened to. But my point is just that, you know, sometimes people only care about themselves, and I love the way that they express it. What am I doing? I'm sorry, I cut into your shit.
Okay.
Anyway, my bad. But I love this movie. I do. It's just all of this, everything that they say in here, all the story that's going on in here is just great. You know, and she held him back, and now look, you go on and be a man. Yeah, mama.
The one quotable that stands out to me is the medulla oblongata. That I'm still haunted by memories of that just randomly being shouted in grade school. With no context. If you didn't see it, you just didn't know what they were talking about. And
I just couldn't get past that scene without wanting some shit.
Obviously, high quality H2O. We already mentioned that. Even though that was only said twice in the movie, but it was just so perfect timing. It's just perfect. But yeah, quotables. There are many, but medulla oblongata stands out for me.
Am I the only one that wanted chicken every time I saw the Colonel?
Every time. Every time. It is done. Every time.
So not the frog muffins?
No, I didn't want that. Whatever mom was cooking was nasty. And Billy Becker,
delicacies, Cajun delicacies.
She just ate the head off. And wonder why we still scared of her.
I mean, hey man, I respect all countries and all cultures, but sometimes some things are too far. I remember when we went to Paris, they tried to get me to eat some slugs. I was like, I'm good.
Escargot could be really good.
You have no escargot?
No, hell no. I hate slugs. Slugs are the enemy. No.
Well, escargot, I thought is.
What do you hate about them?
Well, if you try to grow something and you leave anything unprotected, they will kill your entire crop. You try to grow a watermelon, you try to grow a cantaloupe, you try to grow just anything that's a squash, and they will attack. It is a war on slugs. We got garlic, we got all kinds of stuff. Anyway, let me stop.
See, Faruka would have given you a salt perimeter because she knows about that witchcraft, and salt is very, and slugs don't bang with salt.
No, they don't. I'm the type of dude that's been, find a slug and put some salt on it so it can die.
You said you wouldn't do that, or you would?
No, I would do that all day. I'm killing them in the back all the time because it's that time of year right now. Anyway, let me shut up.
Don't call Peter on us, guys.
Peter, get that. What? Peter will be happy. What?
Mike, you got any quotables, or did we?
No, I gave my one. My favorite one is you don't got no social skills. I always find that so funny, yo. Like, how you gonna tell your kid that? Is that like me telling my daughter that you can't sing? No, son. No son of mine's gonna play foosball. That's just like this movie just full of them. You know what I mean? Like, my man touched my farmer friend with his nipples.
What was that for?
I have no idea.
I mean, you know what?
Oh, how can we forget? You can do it.
You can. There it is. That's number one. That's actually the number one from the movie. You can do it.
You can do it. Oh my God.
No, the other one was wake her ass up. We gotta win tomorrow.
Wake her ass up. We're gonna win tomorrow. Let's go ahead. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Mud Dog Devil. What you got? I already know that.
All day. I can't shut up about this movie. All day.
Mud Dog.
My mama says, "Is there a thumbs up from all of us?"
I'm gonna say yeah. The main
I got scared for a second.
Main draw for me too was that he marries his childhood sweetheart, the first girl he ever met.
Hey,
and she stuck. That's her man. She gonna stick beside him.
I got family members and friends who I make fun of to this day. But truth be told, once you get past the egotistical of what men think they are supposed to be, that's how it's supposed to be. The one you find, the one you love, that first should be the one you marry. And I think there's something beautiful in that. for what it's worth. You know what I mean? You don't have to experience or go find or search it. Oh, I don't like that. I don't like, no, whatever you got because of what you like. That's it. You're stuck with it. You don't have no variety. You know what I mean? Some of us we've had too much variety. Okay, that's the problem.
Wait, man, why you just at yourself?
Well, it's so fun. Listen, I had too much rocky road in my life. It's okay.
I mean, you know what though? I don't see anything wrong with that, because then I think that you learn what's best for you.
No, I get that in our sense. And I think it's easy for us to say that in the sense we've done it. But for those virgins, again, I called out my family because if you can't make fun of your own people, who else can you make fun of? The first love they're falling in love with. You know, I got a boy of mine, first love. They fell in love with. First time they got some, that was it. You know what I'm saying? And I may make fun of it, but it's actually pretty cool in a sense. You know what I mean? I don't want my kids to live the life that I lived and have, no need for all that. Just go find the one you got and let it be what it is. You know what I mean? As long as they treat you right. As long as you're happy. And he was happy with Vicky Valancourt. I mean, her name was dope, first of all. Yeah. And if you worry about it.
Vicky Valancourt, the alliteration.
I'm not trying to say either one of those 3 times. You put those names together, we're in trouble. But thumbs up from all of us here at Unpopular View Entertainment, the ones who showed up to do their jobs. And we are here. Next movie up, I believe, is Lucas. Woo. Is the next movie. So we'll come back for that. And listen, guys, but that being said, we are out of here and we'll see you next week.
Bye.